Kishane Thompson, 9.75. Oblique Seville, 9.83. Can the Jamaicans Quinella at World's Athletics Championships 2025? Or will the USA spoil the show? And more. We discuss Tia Clayton. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it. Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. Will you do that? Hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video. It's one today in Peter Lloyd World. Also, enjoy the content. Please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep, good to go. Well, I think we are all super excited because in just a few days, we will have World Athletics Championships 2025 over there in Tokyo. And I think Jamaica is going to have a very good year, people. My personal opinion. So let's start off with something nice and breezy. Jamaican athletes Leah Rose and Janae Oakley and the great one herself, Natoya Gould-Topping, having a little fun over there in Tokyo as they prep for World Athletics Championships 2025. I think all these young ladies are going to have a good one. So people, I may have to remove the sound on this, but the key here is the dancing. I believe at this point in Jamaica, Natoya Gould-Topping has achieved iconic status. Now, she's not at this year's Worlds, but we just wanted to share a visual of the living legend herself, the fastest woman alive and second fastest woman all time in the 100 meters, third fastest woman all time in the 200 meters, and holder of the Olympic record in the women's 100 meters, the remarkable Elaine Thompson-Herah. So as you know, we had stated in a previous video that she is in training. I guess they decided it was best for her to take the year off, completely heal from the Achilles heel injury. And she started to train apparently later in the outdoor season. So we're looking forward to see what the living legend Elaine Thompson-Herah does for the 2026 season.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
Tina and Tia Clayton are the world's fastest twins ever, and without a doubt, they are the future of Jamaican female sprinting. Both young ladies are currently in the top 5 for the 2025 season in terms of their times, with Tia Clayton having a new personal best of 10.82 and her sister having a personal best, Tina Clayton, of 10.81. Now, on their Ready, Set, Go podcast, Justin Gatlin, the legend, and his podcast partner, so to speak, Rodney Green, discuss something that we have talked about on several occasions: the tenacity and the greatness of Tia Clayton, who unfortunately due to injury will not be representing the island in the individual 100 meters this year. Take a listen and then let's talk. Justin Gatlin posted from his social media pages at Tia Clayton and at Real Tina Clayton is a duo that the track world needed. Young, talented, and both hungry to win. It's safe to say Team Jamaica still has a strong women's sprint core.
That young lady, her and her sister, they are the futures of Jamaica. They are super talented. The way they run and what she said in the interview, she was like, last year she was kind of scared, but this year she ain't scared of nobody. She stepped into the line with whoever. That right there is breeding a big dog. So I think this kind of failure kind of helps propel her into the next year. And sometimes you don't know, you need that little bit of defeat to push you to the next level.
When you watch the progression and consistency of Tia. Just remember last year at the 2024 Olympics, where she was the only Jamaican female in the sprints that was standing. Sharika was injured. Shelly Ann was not allowed to go into the warmth area. So you had this young girl who was standing on the biggest stage possible in our sport. And usually that's the guidance that you need from those veteran athletes. And she had to be there by herself, and she stood tall. I commend her on that, boy, because she stood tall, represented her country, represented herself very well. And I knew that from that point on, in 2025, she was going to show who she really is.
Yeah, so I agree with every single thing that both Rodney Green and the great Justin Gatlin said about that. In fact, we have discussed this at length. I have actually implied that I really wanted Tia Clayton to make the team because I knew that she had developed the experience at this point. Unfortunately, the injury. And what Rodney Green is saying, I also agree with, which is that the injury, the pushback might have given her that last little bit of push to get her right up there with the superstar level. Now, she's already with the big dogs. She's already established herself as a top 5, top 6 tiers female sprinter. And she's a baby, people. She's 21 years of age. So I completely agree with them. I believe that next year, 2026, Tia Clayton will be a beast. And I mean that in the most positive way. She's an incredible talent. And just wanted to share that with you because they got it right. Because, you know, we normally get it right. And they're agreeing with us. So they got it right. It was hard watching Tia Clayton struggle in the finals of the women's 100 meters at Jamaican National Championships. I mean, that hurt me on a deeply personal level, people. I am not exaggerating. But to see her 6 weeks later in Cilicia running that PB, it said everything. It said it's validation of the fact that I was absolutely correct that had she been there. Now, I'm not saying Tina is not going to do extremely well because I think she will. She's also a big stage performer, but I agree with them. It hurt watching that race, but then seeing her do this, it was validation.
Tia Clayton in 9. Well, away they go. Really good start there from Jefferson Wood in the yellow, and she's going away from this field at the moment. She's got some work to do as she carries Richardson at the moment. She's going way back, but this is going to be a storming win for the world number 1 Jefferson Wood, and Tia Clayton coming through for second place there on the near side. 10:66. Well, it equals the meeting record if it's confirmed.
Tina and Tia Clayton are definitely the future of Jamaican female sprinting, and if at 21 they're running like this and they've improved consistently throughout the years, they're the real deal. They are going to be massive. They're already the fastest twins in the history of mankind, male and or female. These young ladies are going to be hard to beat next year. Remember, I'm telling you this. We're looking at sub 10.7 next year for both Tina and Tia Clayton. Remember, I'm telling you, I tend to be correct. Now, let's move on to why you clicked on the video. So, Kishane Thompson is the fastest man in the world for the 2025 season, as he was for the 2024 season, laying down a blistering 9.75 in the finals of the men's 100 meters at Jamaican National Championships, with Kishane Thompson laying down 9.83 in that same championships. Kishane Thompson sits at number 1, and the great one himself, the other great one, Oblique Seville, sits at number 4 in terms of fastest men over the 100 meters this year. But there are 2 Americans in between Kishane and Oblique who could spoil the show. I'm of the opinion, looking at both the numbers and what I've been seeing visually for the last couple of races, that Jamaica could Quinella, meaning, if you don't know what that means, we could go 1-2 in the men's 100 meters at this year's World Championships. And technically we should be able to do so. But there are 2 Americans, I think Courtney Lindsay is one, with 9.82, and the other American who I'm most concerned about, Kenny Benerick, who ran at 9.79 earlier, or I think it was in the finals of the USATF Trials 2025. So, can we, Jamaica, hit the Quinella, or can the USA, including Noah Lyles, spoil the show? At Lausanne, in the pouring rain, we saw Oblique Seville obliterate a field, including Noah Lyles, and he set a remarkable time of 9.87 in torrential rain, people. He was running almost in a mini hurricane. He beat that field, including Noah Lyles, by a clear 2 meters. I am not exaggerating. Take a look at the race.
Good start from Oblique Seville. Oblique Seville at the moment has got the lead on the rest of the field, but Noah Lyles likes to charge at the end. Oblique Seville streaking away from the field here. He takes a second Diamond League win. 9.87. 9.87 for Oblique Seville into a very, very slight wind. But that is some serious running.
Now understand that Oblique Seville had also trounced Noah Lyles just maybe a month before that at the London Diamond Leagues. Blistering start, beating him from the gun went. Oblique Seville in both of these races beat the entire field literally from getting out of the blocks. There was no one close to him. No one was able to claw back at him. This, of course, was at the London Diamond League. So he is beaten the Noah Lyles twice, back to back, with absolute ease. So he ran 9.86 in their first outing into a minus 0.6 meters per second win. So that means that what he did in Lausanne in that pouring rain, running that 9.87, beating the entire field, as he also did in London by a clear meter and a half, says a lot. Seville is on fire.
Away they go. Great start from Seville, who's got a little bit of a march on Noah Lyles. Lyles has got some work to do. Seville is going really well here. Seville's going to win this. Brilliant win. He even has time to salute. 9.85. Wow. What a performance.
But wait, there's more. Yep. Kishane Thompson trounced both Kenny Benerick and Noah Lyles. It's Celestia, at the Celestia Diamond League. And made it look easy. Still didn't look to me as if he was flat out. Lyles did a great job coming from the back, but he beat, meaning Kishane Thompson, the entire top tier lineup of the United States sprint side, with the exception of, I think, Courtney Lindsay. The world's fastest man for the 2025 season and 2024 season ran a meet record of 9.87 to take the win here. Noah Lyles ran 9.90. I think that might be his only sub-10 thus far this season. Kenny Benerick ran 9.96. Bromell ran 9.97. Coleman ran 9.9. For clarity, I should say Christian Coleman came fourth, running 9.96. Bromell came fifth, running 9.97. Courtney Lindsay, apologies, also was in this one. He ran 10.05 to take sixth. Simbini was in this one. He came seventh, running 10.10. This is pretty much what I think the finals of World Championship men's 100 meters is going to be. The only person missing is Oblique Seville. And Kishane Thompson trounced the entire field and made it look like a cake walk. I know my American friends are not going to like that, but he beat them again by almost a meter and a half. He looked easy.
Good start there from Thompson, really good start from Coleman, but Thompson picks him up and is moving away now, and he's moving away from this field. Every single one of them coming through very late on the near side. Hassan Al-Ghuz might have taken second place, 9.85. Well, that is quick. He didn't get a fantastic start. Maybe it was emphasised by the brilliant start from Christian Coleman beside him in lane 4. We always expect that, but 9.85.
So, both Kishane Thompson and Oblique Seville has taken the American side apart. Both. Now, I am not saying that we can do this easy peasy, but both are top tier sprinters. Oblique Seville, Kishane Thompson, has beaten Bromell. I know he's not, I think he came fourth at USATF, but they've beaten Usain, Kenny, Courtney. all of them. And I don't mean they beat them like by an inch. They beat the you-know-what out of them with ease. In fact, Oblique Seville did this so impressively in a hurricane, a monsoon, so to speak. He beat the entire field, including Akana Simbini. So the only persons missing from that lineup that I just told is Oblique Seville and Botswana's remarkable Destile Tebogo. Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. Can Jamaica do the Quinella? Yes! Yes! Absolutely, unequivocally, no doubt. Be sure about it. Yeah! Yes! If both Oblique Seville and Kishane Thompson remain healthy, yeah. I have said to you earlier this season, and some of you questioned it, I said, Noah Lyles has not had enough 100 meters in his legs. I understood why they did it. I know there was an injury issue, and then it was a very, very long season. But I don't know if he can make up. Anyone is going to be running this race, he's going to be running somewhere close to a 9.75, 9.77 or below. Can Noah Lyles do that? Yeah, he's Noah Lyles. I've seen him do things that I thought were impossible. But will he do that? I'm not sure. I don't think he has had enough time to fine-tune himself. Secondarily, even if he is at his best, can he beat Oblique Seville? No, people, no. Oblique Seville and Noah Lyles have battled each other 6 times in the last 2 years. Oblique has won 5. You know, the only time he lost was in the finals at Paris when he was clearly injured. He was injured in the middle of the race. And the way we saw Oblique Seville surgically take that entire field apart, particularly Noah Lyles, and I said it to you last year, Oblique Seville will never lose to Noah Lyles ever again. He knows how to beat him. And I've always said to you that there's a flaw in how Lyles runs. That running from behind stuff can work if you're running against great athletes. But if you're running against athletes of the caliber of a Johan Blake, or Usain Bolt, Tyson Gay, it won't work. And Oblique Seville figured this out. If Oblique Seville is ahead of Noah Lyles by 2 meters or a meter, 50 meters into that 100 meter, Lyles can't catch him. We've seen him do it 5 or 6 times, and the one time he failed was because he got injured. I told you, he will never beat this young man again, Kishane Thompson. And by the way, Oblique Seville eased up at the London Diamond Leagues. It was obvious. He shut down. Go back and look at the race. 10 meters out, he's pretty much stopped running. It was momentum that took him to the line. And Kishane Thompson has not been running flat out. Worse, Oblique Seville running in that monsoon also shut down and ran 9.87. Nobody else in the field cracked 10 seconds. So Oblique Seville, at this point, going into Worlds, is actually the man to beat. Now, Kishane Thompson. Fact of the matter is, I don't think Kishane Thompson has ran anything close to flat out in any of the Diamond Leagues thus far this year. He's running around at 9.85, 9.9 earlies, 9.923s. I don't think he's running flat out. And there's a possibility, I'm going to keep saying it, that some of these athletes, I am certain Akana Simbini has already peaked. I told you, he's been running too fast, too early. I realize what the Americans have done, which is very clever. They shut down, they stopped running all those races. Now, there are people who can peak twice. I've seen people do it, and there are people who have maintained their peak throughout an entire year. It looks as if Melissa Jefferson on the women's side might be able to do this. But as of this moment going in, I don't think Courtney Lindsay, I don't think Noah Lyles, I don't think Kenny Benerick can take down the Jamaicans. I just don't see that. And coming this close, we have seen both of the Jamaicans destroy the Americans quite easily. So, in my opinion, yes, without a doubt, we can Quinella. We have at least an 80% chance of doing that, and that's a huge percentage. Now, Tia Clayton. I've talked about her repeatedly. Tia Clayton is going to be hard to beat next year. In fact, I'm going to say this. Both the Clayton twins, if healthy, are going to be in the top 3 female sprinters in the world next year. I see no one to stop them. Who is going to stop them? They're babies. They're 21 years of age, and they're running 10.81, 10.82. Nothing can understand how fast those times are. One is the 29th fastest 100 meter ever run. That is the 10.81. And the other is the 35th fastest 100 meter ever run. And you might say that at 20, 29, and 20, and 35. But there have been millions of female athletes. So if you're in the 35th and 30 and 29th percentile at the age of 21, you are going to be a hard person to beat. So I think both of these young ladies, yeah. And I agree with what Rodney Green and Justin Gatlin said, which is maybe the setback gave her an opportunity to grow even more and reassess. She's one of the big dogs now. She's not afraid of anyone, meaning Tia Clayton. And Tina Clayton, I believe, is going to spark that World Championships. We'll talk about it in another video. So we see the Jamaicans in the village. They're having fun. I love to see that. I love to see our athletes relax as they go through the paces. We're going to have a great World Championship, people. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? You think I'm just being emotional, overly loyal to my country? Or do you think I'm spitting facts? I want to hear your thoughts. Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merch store at printify.com. People, don't go buy something. Buy something. Don't go buy something, people. Anyway, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That's also extremely important. Notification bell, hit the like button. You know what? I want to hit like 50K by the end of Worlds. Now, I know I've not been putting out videos consistently, but there's not a lot happening, people. But at the end of Worlds, more than 50,000 subscribers. Don't you hear me? I love y'all. You are royals, kings and queens. Bless her.